And it was at that age poetry arrived in search of me. I don't know where it came from winter or a river. I don't know how or when. No, they were not voices. They were not words nor silence. But from a street I was summoned, from the branches of night, abruptly from the others, among violent fires, or returning alone. There I was, without a face, and it touched me. A truly great poet has the ability to touch people's hearts and capture universal emotions. He transcends language, class, gender, and time barriers. I'm Jennifer Beals, and in the next half hour we're going to hear the words and explore the life of Pablo Neruda, the author of the poem that I just read, and one of the most passionate poets of this century. We will also look at a film inspired by the life and spirit of Pablo Neruda. The Postman, Il Postino, one of 1995's best-loved movies, has brought a wave of people to the theaters and encouraged many to find the poetry in their own lives. Set in an Italian village, it is the story of a simple man, a beautiful woman he's loved from afar, and the poet Pablo Neruda, who changed their lives forever. The movie The Postman, Il Postino, which has delighted both critics and audiences alike, is the first foreign-language film nominated for Best Picture since Cries and Whispers in 1973 and Z in 1969. Winning an Academy Award for the enchanting original dramatic score, the movie has also brought a groundswell of support for the late Massimo Troisi, the actor who so beautifully plays Mario, the postman. By some, Massimo is often thought of as just a comedian, which is interesting, especially since he won the Best Actor prize in Venice for the dramatic film Che ora è? What Time Is It?, directed by Ettore Scola in 1989. Certainly Massimo was a great comic, great and rare, not least of all because his comedy was never at another's expense. He was also intelligent and erudite, but never pretentious. In the end, he was not simply a comic, but an actor, and above all, a humanist whose work is deceptively simple. Massimo was the first person to introduce me to Neruda's work. He was so excited about it that his excitement was infectious. I think that he was so drawn to Neruda's work because it too is deceptively simple in the way that it celebrates the beauty of everyday objects and people. In the film, Pablo Neruda is played by Philippe Noiret, the well-known French actor and frequent star of Italian cinema. Neruda was born in 1904 in a town near the rainforests of southern Chile. His volume of poetry, 20 Poems of Love and a Song of Despair, was published when he was only 20. It was the first time a Latin poet had written about love in a style that was accessible both to the masses and impressive to the scholars. The popularity of this work is still felt today throughout the world. From 1924 until after his death, over 500 volumes of Neruda's work have been published. Neruda was and will always be known as a poet of passion. The passion that Neruda exuded in his writing made him the object of great affection by women all over the world. Married 3 times, Neruda found his final and truest love in Matilda Urrutia. He built his home in Santiago La Chascona in homage to her. His poems have been used by men and women all over the world to aid romantic intentions.
Una lancia che si sfila, un'acqua che prorompe. Il tuo riso è un'onda d'argento repentina.
Neruda is also renowned for his poems celebrating the struggle of everyday life and the beauty of nature and everyday objects. From artichokes to objects dealing with the sea, Neruda's voice is that of simplicity and everyday concerns. Neruda was consistently appointed to government positions. He was consulate to Europe, Asia, and Mexico. He also served in the Chilean Senate. In the 70s, Neruda was a candidate for the Chilean presidency, served as ambassador to France, and won the Nobel Prize for Literature. Much of Chilean reality is defined by Neruda. Chilean musicians are inspired by Neruda's words, incorporating them into lyrics. And Chilean poets and writers recognize the path that Neruda paved for them. In 1988, the Pablo Neruda Foundation began to honor young poets and keep the spirit of his writing alive. The Chilean premiere of the Postman, Il Postino, was a time for celebration in Neruda's homeland. The Postman, Il Postino, has been embraced not only by Chileans but by viewers worldwide, creating millions of new Neruda fans.
I come from the South. I was born to sing these sorrows.
From coffee houses to the White House, everyone is celebrating Neruda. I did not know what to say. My mouth had no way with names. My eyes were blind, and something started in my soul. Fever or forgotten wings, and I made my own way, deciphering that fire, and I wrote the first faint line. Faint without substance, pure nonsense, pure wisdom of someone who knows nothing. And suddenly I saw the heavens unfastened and open, planets palpitating, plantations, shadow perforated, riddled with arrows, fire and flowers, the winding night, the universe.